Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Manorino, and we're going to talk. We have a bunch of stuff to cover. Obviously, it's just so sick to see what we're seeing right now, but it's all expected. Did any of us really believe that we were going to have any peace anymore? All we're going to see is more death, pain, suffering. It's all, the war is on us. You do realize that the war is on us all here. Look over here. Don't look over there. It's the same story, and we're going to cover this seriously right now. Anyway, guys, so post-market wrap-up Monday, June 16, 2025. So let me just start off here with the markets. We had a gain for the major averages today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average put on about 0.75%. The S&P 500 about 0.9%. About 1.5% for the NASDAQ. Okay, freaking lovely. 10-year yield a nudge higher, nothing really to shake a stick at. You guys can hear me okay? With regard to the dollar, we finished relatively flat, a slight loss, and I'm talking about on a relative strength basis, of course. Cryptocurrencies, you guys watch XRP today, no surprise. No surprise to any of you that watch my trades, that follow this on my website, traderschoice.net. Right, Mitch? Thank you. Link in description of this video. I've been telling you guys that XRP is coiling. It's coiling, and now it's starting to release. Cryptos across the board actually doing pretty well today. Nothing really going on with gold and silver relatively flat. So that's kind of the story where we're at. Now, I ran two polls today, and I want to bring these to your attention. I got one running right here. I hope you guys can see it. Do you support any U.S. military intervention in the Israel-Iran war? So far, 90% do not support any. Now, the reason why I brought this up is yesterday, I'm running another poll. President Trump said, this is yesterday, President Trump has warned, this was yesterday, that the United States may intervene if Iran pushes forward aggressively in its conflict with Israel. Now, I wrote by intervention, which one of these below would you support the most? There were four choices. 30%, about 400 people responded. 30% they would support direct military intervention by the United States to stop Iran from hitting Israel. That's a large percentage. 25% said that you would support indirect military aid to Israel. Vastly different from this current poll that we're running here. 3% of you said send cash to Israel, and 42% said other. So collectively, this comes to 55% of the people on this poll of 400 said they support some kind of military intervention. Interesting, either direct or indirect. Now, this is today breaking. U.S. assets being deployed right now in a show of support for Israel. 2 aircraft carriers are now headed over there, including the Nimitz, some other one, bringing naval air power, U.S. naval air power closer to Israel within the next few days. Additional U.S. destroyers equipped with ballistic missile intercept systems, including several ships here. 1, 2, 3, 4 destroyers, air defense systems, including Patriot and THAAD, along with land-based support, which means troops, are being deployed as well. Alongside missile defense naval groups, and around 30 aerial refueling tankers, KC-135s, KC-46 are being repositioned as well. So a lot of U.S. military assets are on their way over there. It's an incredible thing to see, but again, what else would you expect? And it's not going to stop. I'm putting together a paper. I've been working on it for freaking hours. Okay, I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to finish this today. I got a lot more work and research to do on it. More than likely tomorrow morning, I'll have it out for you. I'm going to outline that I believe that this new war here. First of all, I don't believe it's going to be contained. That's number one. Number two, what my real point is with regard to what I want to outline for all you guys is how this could break the bond market. The bond market is a time bomb. We all know that. It's going to go off. It's getting fueled and fueled and fueled and fueled. Okay, we're going to reach a point of where the whole thing is just going to implode on itself. Not a point of our choice, but again, they need a scapegoat. War, they obviously can use this as a scapegoat. This is why this happened. It's Iran's fault. It's Russia's fault. It's China's fault. Whoever's fault they want to point their finger at. Okay, but because it can't be from within. You understand that? It can't be from within. It can't be that we're being wiped out on the back of artificially suppressed rates and currency devaluation, and our factories are being shut down deliberately. Think about what I'm saying here. Again, return purchasing power to the currency, as Greg Mannarino and you believe would be the right way. Well, what would that do? Consumers would have purchasing power to consume. If we consume, factories all of a sudden, they wake up from being dead, because we're in contraction right now by their own numbers here. Our factories would start to produce. More jobs are created, a ripple effect of the economy. But again, you see, whenever someone tells you we're bringing back manufacturing to the United States and we're going to become whatever we're going to become, you realize the polar opposite was true. A lot of you drank the Kool-Aid. You believed it was true. I came out here saying it ain't happening. We don't even have the infrastructure. Engaging from the weakness of the economy and the consumer, it's not going to happen. But you bought it. I get it. Now it's time to wake up and say, Greg, you know what? You were freaking right. And I am going to start pushing back against the Trumps and the Vances and the Federal Reserve, whose sole job here is to allow the Fed to own it all by issuing more debt, more war, more pain, more suffering. You know that no other endeavor on this earth generates more cash for the military industrial complex, for the Federal Reserve to allow to pull cash into the now than war. Well, what do you think they're doing here? So again, you drank the Kool-Aid. I got it. You were sold the whole thing by the con man of con men. Don't blame yourself. Do not blame yourself. Just start to wake up and push back. Now, talking about con job, the long con. This is in your inbox right now. I'm going to cover some important stuff here with you. Share this stuff. Get it out there. So look. The long con, a deliberate global inflationary trap. Now, what's happening here again is the same as always. Look over here. Don't look over here. This is a war on us. You realize that we're being inflated to death here in the United States. Every so-called developed nation, they're with puppets sitting behind whatever freaking desk they've been put there, not by we the people, because we don't get a choice anymore. But this is a con job. And the long con, let's talk about the long con. Lions. World governments continue to overspend massively. They have no solution to it. Again, could we fix the system? 100% we could. A lot of people, and I read through the comments, have already thrown their hands up and surrendered. That's a shame, because I'm telling you, if we would unify, honestly, and start talking as one voice, we could punch holes in Babylon. But I see more and more people surrendering to the system. Well, we can't change it, Greg. It's over anyway. Who cares if J.D. Vance says kill the dollar, if Trump says kill the dollar? It's going to die anyway. It's going to die anyway. How about no? How about what are you? Some kind of a zombie? How about instead of surrendering, we push back? Does that sound like a better plan, or are you just going to go down with the whole thing right now because you just feel like you have no choice? That's what they're hoping for. They want people to surrender. You feel free to surrender all you want. You see this guy? No way is that happening to me. Ain't happening to most of you either. But there are those. Look at the comments. It's going to happen anyway, Greg. Trump might as well do it. He might as well be the guy. He's got the guts to say, I want a weaker dollar. I will give President Trump credit. He's got the guts to say it, to actually say, I'm going to kill the dollar. You're all going to lose. And his people cheer anyway. I don't understand the delusion. I think they're spiritually dispossessed on a massive scale. But that's okay. I know he's got Vance backing him up here. We got the devil and Damian Thorne. So anyway, world governments continue to overspend massively, working directly with their respective central bank to issue in vast amounts of new debt. It won't stop. The current cycle of new debt creation is the root cause of why the global economy, and including the economy of the United States, is in free fall. I just told you why our factories are failing. We're going to bring back manufacturing. Really, we're killing our own manufacturing industrial engine is being killed by the method of currency devaluation on the back of artificially suppressed rates. So when you hear VP Vance or President Trump say, we need a weaker dollar, we need lower rates, realize what they're saying. They're saying you are so stupid that you don't have the slightest clue of how the economy and the financial system works. So I'm going to tell you straight out how dumb you are. That's what they're saying. You can't read it between the lines. It's unbelievable, but that's okay. I know I'm sitting here preaching to the choir on this. So anyway, this current cycle of new debt creation is the root cause of why the global economy, including the economy of the U.S., is in free fall. But what do we have? Calls for a weaker dollar, more rate suppression. So go ahead, make that up. Both are economic destroyers, and I told you already. I'm just going to read it. A weak currency hurts the ability of the middle-class consumer to consume, and the effect is factories and manufacturers produce less. Duh. Wow, you really got to be a rocket scientist to come up with that one, huh? No. This is economics 101. I'm not so smart, okay? This sparks more layoffs and further contraction of the U.S. industrial engine, and the United States dies. The dollar dies, the United States dies, period. It's central banks working closely with world leaders. Example, here in the United States, we got President Trump and VP Vance calling for lower rates and therefore more currency debasement. Currency is printed or digitized in mass, flooding the system under the guise of support. And there are people who drank that Kool-Aid too. Greg, you're wrong. We need a weaker dollar. I want to pay more for everything because President Trump and Vance say that they're saying it. So they must be right because they would never lie to me. All of you know that I pounded Biden creature, the mummy man. Worse. Way worse. And he deserved it too. Anyway, currency is printed and digitized in mass, flooding the system under the guise of support. But what you will not hear out of the mouth of world leaders, including Trump and Vance, is their respective central bank is this. Their respective central bank is inflation erodes the real value of wages, savings, and pensions and everything across the board. The ripple effect for the economy is disaster. Inflation creation is not a mistake. We all know that. We've been talking about it a million times. It is the preferred tool for those who control both money or cash, of course, and power because it is invisible to the average man and average woman walking on the street. Yet it's deadly to their future. Look here. Don't look over there. This is the biggest psyop on the face of God's earth going on right now. Right, Paul? Thank you, buddy. This is not wealth creation, quite obviously. It's wealth destruction, and it's a wealth transfer effect. It's wealth consolidation. This is the greatest theft. Does this sound familiar to you? Because I've been telling you this for 10 years ago that we were going to see exactly what we're seeing now. This is the greatest theft / wealth transfer in history. Never before, ever, have we seen anything on this scale before. Here's the illusion. It's being disguised as economic growth. And the average person is being told, be grateful. The economy is strong. Wow. One word. Here. Being inflated to death equals silent warfare. What's going on over in Israel and Iran and Ukraine and Russia, that was supposed to end on day one. Remember that? It didn't end at all. Still going on. Okay, whatever. As you and I called, it said it would. But, oh, Greg, you're wrong. I'm going to call you out before the world. I'm still waiting for it. Anyway, it's just silent warfare on I. And they're wiping us out. They think we're too dumb to know, but we're not. But at least we're taking action. We're bidding against the system, becoming our own central bank. And I covered this all this morning. Everything I put out for you, the whole, basically a financial plan of what you need to do. So anyway, I hope you got to see the video I did this morning. So anyway, being inflated to death equals silent warfare. It doesn't require bullets. It doesn't raise alarms. And it transfers power from the many, even directly from the economy, right up to the few, the 1% and 2%ers, every second of every day around the freaking clock. Now, as you all know, the central banks are the priests of the new Babylon. These institutions, unelected, unaccountable, literally, are deeply interconnected, and of course in bed with J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, other world leaders around the world. It's an incredible thing to see, but this is exactly what I expect to see in this kind of an environment. And it's only going to get worse here. So these institutions, unelected, unaccountable, and deeply interconnected, are engineering the collapse of fiat so they can usher in the final phase, which is what? And everybody knows it, okay? Digital central bank digital currencies, programmable money, control over every transaction, every movement, and of course, anyone that speaks out against it. Now, Lions, inflation is not the side effect. It's their weapon of choice. It's how they're wiping out the middle class. It's how they're wiping out the economy. And they're going to sell this to you. We need lower rates. We need a weaker currency. Again, what have I been telling you? What have I been screaming from rooftops since last week? Well, for years. But the dollar right now has already lost 96% of its purchasing power. So when J.D. Vance comes out and says we need lower rates, we need a weaker dollar, when President Trump comes out and says we need lower rates, we need a weaker dollar, what do they want? We already lost 96%, right, Jonathan? Thank you. Exactly. You're 100% right. What is the number? Someone with a set of you got what I'm talking about? Needs to say, well, hold on a minute, sir or sirs. What do we need? The dollar's already lost 96% of its purchasing power. Is 97 enough? Is 98 enough? Is 99 enough? What do you think? They would be dumbfounded. They would get mad, yell at you because they have no answer. And then next question, because they can't allow this kind of stuff to get out. Anyway, inflation is not a side effect. It's deliberate. It's their weapon of choice. The entire system is being milked to death, and the people are dying along with it, with the economy as well. And what are we seeing? More war spending, defense spending, everything else you can dream about. And then eventually they're going to replace this system with one that promises order but delivers more chains, and people are going to wear them willingly. So many people are going to wear them willingly. Not I and I. That's not how we operate. Wowsville. Exactly. Heavy. You see, we're all on the same page. I love that, man. Come on, guys, look. It's so out of control what we're seeing here, but it's in control. Everything we're seeing has been planned out. The execution of this new war, it had to happen now. Okay, this whole thing with Iran and their nuclear weapons, it's going to be days, it's going to be weeks, months. We've been hearing this for years. But now's the time. You can see it. Everybody here can see it. At least I hope so, man. I really, really do. Any guys and girls out here want to talk about anything in particular? I can't say it. I can't say these kind of words. I wish I could say it. I mean, I can't. Here we can maybe do this. Let's have some fun. You ready? Let's have some fun. Yeah, that's what I want to say. But I can't say it because that's a really bad word. People are murdering each other. Children are blood is being splattered all over this earth. But you can't say that word. No, but we have freedom of speech. You know we do. Come on, guys, man. One day I'll pick up one of those guitars. I haven't been playing much lately, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, guys, so look. So what do you think about this? I really want to hear from you. So a large amount of military assets are now being deployed. Could you imagine the cost of that? You're paying for it. We don't even have the cash to deploy anything. Think about what I'm saying. We're absolutely destitute. We're 100% broke. But of course, let's fight more war. Let's President Trump scream. You're going to a rain. What were the words he used? A rain of death from the sky like has never been seen before in the history of the world. On Iran, of course. Great. Looks like 88% of you don't support it at all anyway. But you think you matter? You think your vote mattered? Come on, man. You guys and girls can't see what's going on. I know you can, everyone here. You're right, Vicky. I could probably say gonads. Can't say You can see gonads, right? That's not a bad word. That's not a bad word. Anyway, guys and girls, that's kind of it, man. Before we get out of here, anything you guys and girls want to cover now? I'm gonna work on this, as like I said. Maybe I'll get this out later today. It depends. I got to do a whole review for you guys. A trade, my trades for SPY, crude. If you got involved in crude oil trades, as I've been telling you for as far back, you've probably made more money than you've ever made in your entire life with regard to crude oil. As a matter of fact, as I said, better than 80% of those trades have been successful, better than 80%. And you're probably making more money than you've made in your entire life. But I really hope you're paying it forward. This isn't about, enriching ourselves. It's always about paying it forward, paying it forward, paying it forward. Take a small percentage, 5%, 3%, I don't know, something. And donate that to a charity that you guys and girls believe in, okay? It's really the truth. All right, lick some silver. You know what? That sounds actually pretty good. It's probably good for me. We probably should suck on silver. Why not? Can't hurt nobody. Yes, Bionic Steel, Joe. You're 100% right. Guys, this guy loves you from the heart with all I got. And I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. So make sure you check your inbox. I got something good for you, and I'll try to get it out later. I really will. But if I don't, you'll hear about it in the morning. Johnson, thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really do. All right, you guys and girls rock. Thank you for being here, and I hope you got something out of all this. I really, really do. But this is, look, man, we're sitting here and we're talking, right? Does this surprise you? Anything? Of course not, because we've called 8% of it, kind of like how much of the dollar has been evaporated, but they want it all. I've been telling you that forever. It's really disgusting to have a sitting president and a sitting vice president working directly with the Fed like this. Every one of them do, but never before like this have we seen a tag team president, vice president on a crusade to allow the Federal Reserve to inflate and suck the purchasing power straight out of the currency, so we pay for it. And our manufacturing, our industrial engine just dies off. But we're bringing back manufacturing here. We are. Guys, come on, man. Love you. See you in the morning.